The name of the show is The Way to Go. My name is Alan Bendich. I'm going to be your host, and today we have a very, very interesting person as our guest. His name is Andy Troy.
Oh, you're talking about me?
I'm talking about you. He's an actor, he's a writer, he's a musician, he's a promoter. He's also a fitness guru, and he's my guest on The Way to Go. Welcome to the show.
Good to see you again, Alan.
It's great.
It's been at least 10 minutes since we were talking outside.
Yeah, it's good. So, are you from New York City?
I'm a Brooklynite, actually.
Really? What happened to your accent?
Got a problem with that? No, I got it. It comes and goes.
Right.
I actually grew up 2 blocks from the infamous Gemini Lounge, which is now in the media again because the Iceman, Ted Kuklinski, they just made a movie about him.
Right.
And he killed 100 people in the Gemini Lounge, 2 blocks from my house.
Right.
And my band played in there. And we had no idea what was going on upstairs, or we would have played better.
So what did you play? What instrument did you play?
I'm a drummer and a songwriter.
Cool.
I had a record out in the 80s, back when they still had rerecords. Right. And as soon as I put a record out, they stopped having records.
See what you did?
My effect on the industry.
Your fault.
Enough of this crap.
Right. So what kind of music what type of the genre of the music was it?
Well, I've done a pretty wide array, but that band was called The Shades.
Right.
And we were similar to Blondie, Scandal, Joan Jett, that type of thing. It was the era. And the single was called When You're Gone. It's up on YouTube if any of you guys want to check out pictures of me as a youth. And the flip side is called What's Become of Us. They're both YouTubeable.
Did you do gigs in the city? Or,
Oh, constantly, yeah.
Like any big places?
Oh, yeah. Well, the biggest places in New York at the time, what's now called Webster Hall used to be called the Ritz.
I remember. I used to go there when I was younger.
And we did shows at the Ritz.
That was a great club. That was a fantastic club, man.
Duran was there for one of our shows.
Did you ever go to the Left Bank at all, the Westchester Club?
No.
Because Duran played there. I used to bartend there in like the late 70s, but...
Well, we played at the New Jersey equivalent of the Ritz, the Meadowbrook, which also held like 2,000 people. They'd have one band Friday, one band Saturday. The Underground. Wow. Magique, before it became Chippendales.
I used to bartend across the street at Adam's Apple.
So did I.
And you know who used to hang out there?
Did we talk about that?
Andrew Dice Clay. He used to come
from my neighborhood.
He used to come across the street from Dangerfields, and he'd come in for free food because at the time he wasn't such a big shot.
Adam Silverstein.
That's right. Nice,
went to
nice Jewish boy.
Madison High School.
Right.
And yeah, he used to do Pips, where I did my first. I did stand up back in those days.
Magique was the club.
Oh my God!
Boy.
I remember going there.
61st Street, right?
Yeah, I remember going there with our singer once. Me, my guitarist, and our singer.
Right.
And there was some party where single guys couldn't get in.
Right.
Now neither one of us was dating her, so this was great. We got in, and we were the only single guys in there.
Oh, forget it. And you know, the best part about Adam's Apple Disco, they had that like it looked like plastic or glass dance floor that was right above the bar.
Yeah.
And it was very distracting.
You weren't looking up women's
I would
skirts,
never
were
do
you?
that. I would never do that. But it was extremely distracting. Yeah, I mean, it was the disco era. It was just a crazy time. I mean, do you remember? I mean, if you remember, then you weren't there. Yeah. But it was a crazy time.
Yeah, I used to bartend in the Adam's Apple as well.
Wow.
And that was, I remember, I don't know if this is probably was the same era, but they had this head bartender. His name was Andy too, and they hired me. And then he says to me, "And then we're going to take you upstairs and show you the snake." So I said, "Okay." They take me upstairs, and in a bathtub is this like 20-foot python.
I don't remember that.
And they expected to freak me out, and I was playing with the snake. I love animals.
But I remember there was a staircase that led either to, there was a staircase, and that's where Andrew Dice Clay used to just hang out, and he'd get free food over there from the kitchen.
Because I actually bartended in there 26 years ago. I don't know how long ago you were there.
Well, I was probably there about 1979.
Oh, so you were there a little earlier, yeah, sure.
But it was great. I loved Magique. Oh man, and we'd all go there after work, and it would be crazy.
So I had kind of an interesting experience today, actually. I just thought I'd share with you because it's an actor kind of thing.
Right.
I've had a little bit of a cough, so I hit the local health food store for them to make me a juice because I didn't feel like cutting up a pineapple myself today, right? And I'm in there, and I feel eyes on me, and I looked outside, and there were 3 cops.
Oh my God.
Staring at me. And I'm like, this isn't good, or is, I don't know yet, but the one cop looks at me and says, Are you an actor? I seen you in something.
Wow, how cool is that, man? How cool is
When
that?
people who have guns know who you are, that can be good or bad. I don't know.
Well, my best friend was a cop in the late 70s.
Is he no longer a cop or no longer your best friend?
He's like a brother to me, but he lives in Arizona. He gave up the cop business. But my friend Frankie. But it's always good. It was always good in those days to have a close friend that was in the NYPD. I'll tell you, it was always good to be with the cops.
I've had some strange experiences like that. Like, I call up my dental hygienist, because I've been on a bunch of belly dance fitness videos too, as a fitness source. And I call up my dental hygienist, this Russian woman in Brooklyn, to make an appointment. She says, you know, I just got back from Louisiana, and my friend put on this belly dance video, and there you are.
Oh my God.
Which was also strange.
I didn't know you belly danced.
I did. Well, actually, I would say I don't, but if you were to watch my new video, my new music video, give belly dance a chance.
Right. Oh, you know? Well, are you saying that we can watch at least a portion of it?
You can see it.
Can we see it now?
Anytime. I'm free with my videos.
Okay, you know what?
I want everyone to see this.
How about everyone take a look at this video? It's pretty
You
cool.
can see me belly dance, at least for part of this.
Is not forever.
baby. I feel like dancing, you know.
So
it's
you
great.
picked up something new, you think?
I think so. Well,
What was her name, by the way?
I don't know, but I wasn't listening. I was more looking.
Were you?
That's pretty cool, man. That's an excellent video.
You know, it's like I deal with a lot of belly dancers.
Really?
Because I put on. Well, I was a consultant on a bunch of videos, and I also put on an alternative belly dance show twice a year. We just had one. They don't dance to belly dance music, though, at my show. They dance to, like, Enter Sandman and Welcome to the Jungle.
So are you the MC or are you the promoter? Or
I'm an event promoter for my website, tastingnyc.com.
Cool.
But that's only one source.
Are you promoting right now?
I am, continuously. Actually, there are some issues with the website. I've had it rebuilt.
Okay.
So if anyone actually wants to check out my events, just write me directly at this point, andyftroy@aol.com. I throw you on my mailing list. And we do a lot of great stuff. In fact, there's a show, Cake Boss.
Cake Boss?
Now, I don't know if this will air, where in relation to the date we're actually going to end up doing this, but
Right.
June 14th, Cake Boss asked me to put an event together for them.
Cool.
A Roman-themed event where he's going to make a cake that looks like the Roman Colosseum.
Oh my God.
And I'm going to host it with a belly dancer, Tana Valentine, as Mark Anthony and Cleopatra.
Excellent.
And we're going to have a best costume contest,
Right.
and we'll be doing it at 235th, which is the top rooftop club in New York City.
All right. So
that's on tap. I do 2 or 3 events a month. A lot of in the summer we do a lot of these rooftop things.
Right.
Do a couple of luau's every year at 235th.
And I also know that you have friends like JT, John Thomas, who provide a lot of. Can I say eye candy?
He's a casting director who provides a cast of characters.
That's
yes.
it. There is definitely a cast of characters that come to the. Yes.
And JT has been a good friend. In fact, we just had, it was interesting. We celebrated his birthday. We had my birthday party on his birthday and his birthday party on my birthday.
Right, I saw that on Facebook. Yeah. Right.
So on May 15th, my birthday, we did an event for him at Chelsea Manor.
Right.
Then on May 17th, we had a really elaborate thing for me at 235th again.
Right.
A whole red carpet thing. We premiered the music video.
Right.
And we had the alternative belly dance show.
Did you have the girls from the video in the
2 of
studio?
the girls in the video danced at this party.
Yeah, at the party.
The one with the tray of lit candles on her head, neon.
That looked scary. I don't know.
She danced with a tray of lit candles on her head. It's something. She's got the Velcro on top of her head, very flat.
How long have you been affiliated with like belly dancing?
A long time, and actually that's what kind of gave me the idea for this video. Is that actually one of the guys in the video that you'll remember him, Ken Sweeney. He's a mixed martial arts guy.
Wow.
I always used to see him at these theater-type belly dance shows, and everybody would be all dressed up, and Ken would be in a tank top with his hat on backwards, showing girls how to throw a sidekick in the corner.
Right.
And so that's the concept behind this video, where you have these 3 Brooklyn guys walking down the street, and they stumble into this club looking for a drink, having no idea they're walking into a belly dance show.
Right.
And one by one, they end up getting sucked into it. So.
Yeah. So other than event, are you still doing fitness stuff, or is that something in the past?
I put more work in. So many of the things that I do,
right.
I got into by total blind chance. I never expected to be an event promoter.
Right.
I went to a club called the China Club.
Oh, I remember the China Club.
And I met an Australian radiologist who had just gotten to the country, knew nobody. And we found out our birthdays were 2 days apart. His birthday, ironically, is JT's birthday, May 17th. Right. And we started doing joint birthday parties. And after a couple of years, we would pick a place that was dead so we could take it over. We brought 100 people into this club, and it was called Oz at the time, owned by the same guy who used to own Chippendales, actually. And they were so excited by how many people we brought in, he said, you guys have to start promoting events. And that's how I got involved in event promotion. Wow. Through that, I met a guy, John Anello, who is an entertainment attorney, and he was launching this internet radio station with studios in New York and LA.
Right.
I met him through my parties, and he ended up giving me a radio show that I did for 3 years. Had a ton of celebrity guests, Tommy James, Little Anthony, Dominic Chianese. And through meeting Diana Navarro, who was another host on that station, I met JT. And now I've been in a bunch of movies. Right. So I never expected to promote parties.
So you've been in a bunch of movies. Which movies have you been in?
Let's see. I've been in The Psychotics, which I think you were into.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
I was a serial killer, but never had the pleasure of murdering you, unfortunately.
Well, and
I've got to kill you in something eventually.
Yeah, but you're not going to kill me in Psychotics because I think Alexis is going to kill me.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, if I want to be killed by someone, I'd rather get killed by Alexis than you. No offense.
I'm very
Andy.
creative with my killing.
Okay, well, maybe next time you can kill me.
We'll do a film where I'll kill you eventually.
Okay, good.
Then I was a demon in When the Devil Comes.
Right, and I was in When the Devil Comes, and I play a guy who's jogging with his young wife, and I have a heart attack.
Oh.
And do you know Demetria D?
It's hard for me to remember everyone I know. I'm very old.
She's a blonde. She's been in a couple of things, including The Psychotics and Susie Q. But anyway, continue.
Then there was a movie you actually weren't in, and it's hard to find
I can't believe it.
It was called The Right to Live.
What was that about?
It's about domestic abuse, and they're
Oh my
actually going to have the premiere, I think it's in July, maybe July 9th, they're going to have a premiere for it. What's that?
What did you play?
I played a guy, this is a very interesting story. I think my name was Charles Pierre in this. JT calls me down, we're both in Chelsea Manor, and he calls me over, I got a great part for you, you're perfect for this. Puts me on the phone with this woman making the movie, Michelle, and she sends me, the sides, and I learn my lines, and I go down there ready to do the film, and she goes, oh, sorry, you were supposed to be black.
Oh my God.
Now, JT was looking at me when he told me I was perfect.
Right.
So, but it's actually worked out for the best, because she gave me the role of Charles Pierre, and a lot of it was improv, and I actually got applause from the actors for my improv.
I love when that happens. When that happens, it's like,
They think they were happy it was over, actually. But no, I improv fairly well. So you will see me as Charles Pierre. At first, I was sitting with my wife and another woman kind of goofing around, and then we snap into play when we want to buy some real estate from this woman. So
what? Any other film projects that you're involved in?
Well, I've actually I consider myself more of a writer than anything.
Oh.
And I've written 2 full screenplays for horror films, which I haven't tried to sell yet. Mm-hmm. They're very elaborate. But I also wrote a screenplay that I'm going to be making with JT.
Really?
Well, we're getting ready to do a casting,
That's
and
cool.
then we've got to get it together. It's a
what genre is it?
Horror. That's all.
Horror?
My life is a horror. So I'm just sticking with life. It's a serial killer film again. There's a lot of serial killing going on in my life, actually.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, that's the way of the world, right?
Yes.
I mean, it's terrible.
So, yeah, we're probably going to get underway with this fairly soon. Hopefully we will have something of value here.
So what else you have here?
Well, I got all kinds of stuff. I got a glass of water.
Right.
That's not mine.
But you have something with your name on it,
I do.
Yes.
Yes, this is my book.
Right.
I wrote an anti-aging book. Oh, speaking of the whole fitness thing.
Right.
So that was the thing I probably put the most time into and actually planned to be involved in that career.
Right.
But I got involved in so many other things. I'm not as active as I was.
Right.
But during that time, I spent about 10 years really working in fitness pretty heavily.
Right.
And I wrote my book, Living Young, 32 Habits of Ageless People. Wow. And it's a book fairly elaborate. I set your life up in a hypothetical day.
Right.
Get up in the morning. First thing you should do is meditate. Last thing you do is go to sleep. So I cover everything in between it in individual chapters. Kind of gives it a format.
So I wake up in the morning, I drink 2 cups of coffee, and when I go to sleep, I might have a piece of cake before I go. Is that the wrong thing to do? Or,
it wouldn't be I think that's in chapter 33, and there are 32 chapters.
Okay,
so,
good.
Yeah. No, that's not mentioned.
Okay, good.
But it covers diet, exercise, meditation, how much water to drink, how much sleep to get, how to choose a multivitamin. What's that?
Do you meditate?
I do. I've been doing TM for 24 years, I think now.
Wow. How'd you get into it?
I was going through a period of time where I was kind of stressed out, and my parents actually got me into something very interesting when I was younger, much younger, like a teenager.
Right.
There was this mind control course that this guy was offering, and my mother's boss was like the first yuppie here, the first digital watch you'd ever seen.
Wow.
You press a button, the time lights up, $300.
Right.
Now you got like thermonuclear devices in here and stuff for like $12.
And it comes in a cereal box, right?
Right. So it was a 4-day course, 8 hours a day.
Right.
And they liked you to do it like consecutively. And they got into meditation, pain control, positive thinking, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And it was actually pretty interesting, and I felt that I benefited from it. And if you flashed ahead, 10, 15 years to when I was working, and it was kind of a stressful time, and I said, I think I would really benefit from revisiting meditation, because we did a lot of that.
Right.
Not TM, but similar in this class. And I took the course. It's a few days. TM has a place in Manhattan. And I found it to be very beneficial.
And what do you get out of it? I mean, because I've, a lot of my friends, in my 57 years, have gone from like drinking to TM. You know what I mean? Right. It's like they
well,
find
I drink
something.
while I'm doing TM,
Okay.
So I save a lot of time that way.
No, but I mean, is it just what, you're at one with the world?
It's supposedly got a lot of anti-aging value. It supposedly reduces your level of stress. They've shown stats where if an entire city meditates, the level of crime and all these other things supposedly go down proportionally. And I just found it to be very beneficial.
Well, that's good. In
terms of stress reduction, which is the biggest killer.
Right. But, some people live on stress and intensity. And
yeah, well, some people live on coffee and cigarettes too, but that's also not recommended. That's in chapter 34 of my 32 chapter book.
So what's this bedroom workout?
Oh, this is also interesting. That's a bedroom workout for men.
Yes.
Well, one of my certifications is as a certified strength and conditioning specialist, CSCS, where the focus is on improving athletic performance. So I decided
in the bedroom?
Well, in general.
Oh, okay.
But I decided to come up with sports-specific training for every man's favorite sport.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense. And there is no off-season.
I know.
Right away. And some guys have said to me, I don't need that. I tell them, Michael Jordan was the best player in the NBA. He didn't need to be better. He wanted to be better.
Absolutely.
So anyway, it was an interesting concept. And between these two things, which came out around the same time within reason, first Tyra Banks put me on.
Oh, that's right.
She had a 44-year-old woman who only dates 30-year-old men. Right. And I was 50 at the time. They had me go out with her and pose as a 35-year-old bartender to see if she could tell how old I was. And then when she flipped out, I got to promote my book and my video.
Oh, that's great.
And right around that same time,
was she wearing her glasses? No, just kidding.
No, she was wearing my glasses.
Okay.
A production company called Insight Film came from Edmonton to follow me around at my book release party. And then we went into the gym and did a segment for a TV pilot called The Straight Goods on the bedroom workout.
That's cool.
You could see all the stuff on YouTube. The Tyra thing is up there. And
what was Tyra Banks like?
Your dealings with her are actually fairly limited.
Right.
It's like go in the green room, stand here, sit there, go here when we tell you to. It was 2 days. First, I spent a day in Chelsea Piers, rock climbing.
Right.
Stuff like that, because they wanted me to do physical stuff with this woman to show her that I was,
could still do it.
Not what she expected of someone her age.
Right.
And then we went into that was a Monday. Then we went into the studio on a Thursday and actually filmed the in-studio segment.
Right. So that's cool. That's really cool.
My dealings with Tyra were limited.
So how did you get to that point of being able to, who introduced you to Tyra Banks?
They found me. They came up to me and said, you want to do this show?
Right. That's cool.
And it was a show about women dating outside their comfort zone.
Right.
They had 3 comedians dating a 24-year-old virgin.
Wow.
Then they had, let me go have a drink of water here.
L'chaim.
That's one of the chapters in the book, by the way. They had like 5 kind of nerdy guys who played games, like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff, with some woman who only dated bad boys.
Right.
I was the only one-on-one. And originally it was supposed to be the second segment of the show. But when they aired it, they liked it so much they actually opened the show with it. So it was pretty effective for me. It got a fair amount of attention.
Do you think does she still have a show at this point? Or
to be honest with you, I don't know. It's it's a lot of like young women's issues and stuff. It's not something that I tend to spend a lot of time watching.
Right.
But not any serial killers on there really.
Yeah, but she's definitely beautiful, Tyra Banks. Is she as beautiful in person as she is in?
She's an impressive looking lady.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. So what's on the agenda? What's coming up?
The agenda. Well, I do, as I say, a couple of events every month.
Right.
So you can always check with those. There's also a fan page on Facebook, Andy Troy's TastingNYC.com.
Oh, cool. And what's that about?
That's just that TastingNYC.com is my website.
Right.
As I say, it's going through some alterations now. So in the event that not everything works perfectly, just write me and I could get you on my mailing list.
And you have projects that you're working with JT on?
Yeah. JT has been, a real interesting resource. We've done a lot of stuff together.
And I really think that you, I always see, I think he considers you a very close friend.
The man has no judgment, as we know.
But he always has all these opportunities, so I'm sure that, and you're such a good promoter that I think that putting those two things together.
No, we work very well together, and I do think if we get this horror film done, I think it's got the potential to be really good.
Right. And so where does the horror film take place, if it's good?
In New York City.
Yeah, wow.
Imagine that, a serial killer in New York City. But it's really different than anything else that I've seen.
Right. Well, I don't want to hear too much of it.
Yeah,
so.
There are some elements of it that are pretty out there.
Is there going to be a lot of blood and gore, though?
I can only hope. Well, not continually. This isn't just total slasher.
Is it psychological thriller?
Well, I have a degree in psychology and a degree in bartending.
Oh, really?
It's actually 2 degrees in psychology, by the way.
Right. Bartending to me was probably the most fun job I've ever had in my life.
Actually, bartending, by the way, is more like psychiatry because it gives you the right to dispense medication.
Absolutely, no question. And you can dispense it at the level of alcohol content as you want. You could take your choice.
Yeah. I could write you a prescription for a Long Island iced tea.
That's it, absolutely. And I've seen people really almost overdose on, and not almost, I've seen people overdose on Long Island iced teas.
You know, I always get a great iced tea when I'm out of town. I walk into a bar and say, how would you like to make a Long Island iced tea for someone who's actually from Long Island?
Oh, okay.
And they throw me out.
Right. But do you drink Long Island iced teas?
I do. Not continuously.
That's too intense, yeah, for
It's
me.
vodka, gin, rum, tequila, triple sec, sour mix, and Coke, or all the clear liquors on your speed rack.
Absolutely, right.
I remember that day in bartending school.
I remember it too, and we used to make a ton of them at the Hollywood Palace. And that would be in like, one of those big beer mug type of glasses.
Well, I used to hang out at Chippendales a lot, believe it or not, because I bartended at the Adam's Apple, as you know, it was right across the street, and my friends bartended at Chippendales. We would go back and forth.
But didn't Chippendales become Magique? Isn't that
No, Magique became Chippendales.
Oh, okay. That's the way it was. I knew, but they were the same building. Right?
Yeah, and when Chippendales would be a male strip show until like 10 o'clock.
Right.
And then after that, it became a club, and they let men in.
Right.
So I used to be like the first guy that didn't work there who walked in because they would just leave my name at the door. I'd walk in there in leather pants and a tank top. I had some pretty good times.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
And the bartender, Bob, used to make me these great giant Long Island iced teas. That's what made me think of it.
Right. I could never drink those. I've been a tequila guy most of my life.
Well, it's in there.
Yeah, but I like it. Like honestly, like tequila, OJ, and a little grenadine. I love the
tequila sunrise.
That's it. And I like it sweet. And,
that's a fun drink.
It's a fun drink, and I just don't like mixing my alcohols, even if they're all clear. It just doesn't make it for me.
I try as much as possible to stick to red wine because it's the healthiest choice. But there is actually a chapter about the benefits of drinking in here. So,
but I'm sure not
like
drinking
one drink
to
a day,
not to excess. Right.
Yeah.
I remember my grandfather, my Zadie, I would say, would drink a shot of schnapps every night. And it would be interesting. I just remember being a little kid watching him drink that shot of schnapps, and it was interesting. It's good. So I guess they knew it back then that it was healthy. Just that one shot. And what's the health benefits of that one shot, actually?
They've shown a lot of things that it can do for you. They really are a pretty broad spectrum. But the thing is, if you have 1 to 2 drinks a day for half to 1 a day for women, 1 to 2 a day for men is what's recommended.
Right.
But the problem is, if you have more than that, the negatives are actually greater.
They outweigh the.
Yeah. It does a lot of things to you that aren't good, obviously, excessive drinking.
Absolutely. And it's funny, though. You remember bartending? In our day, when we bartended, there'd be smoke, there'd be everything. And I
walked out there smelling like a cigarette.
But our lungs would be filled with that stuff.
Oh,
so
sure.
it's like, it's amazing now that it's a totally different world that we're living in.
I still remember driving in my parents' station wagon with both of them smoking. It would be like child abuse today.
Oh, forget it. Yeah, I just think about all those things. And, of course, the plastic seat covers and couch covers.
My mother, I know you're also Jewish.
Yes.
A Jewish mother is the best. When the plastic covers on our couch wore out, she got new plastic covers made. We never actually sat on this couch.
That's it. It's funny.
We threw it out. It was brand new.
It's I can't believe I never know where the time goes. It's really nuts sometimes, and I really enjoyed it. I'm really happy you came here. I had a great time with this interview, but unfortunately,
You're throwing me out?
I'm throwing you out.
I hardly finished my water.
But you know what? The door's always open.
Oh,
and,
okay. Can I come back like in the middle of the night and hang out?
Absolutely. But first, I got to just say one thing. Okay, it's a wrap. Good night.